Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Chance here, also known as, well, I have a lot of different nicknames. I take off my glasses here real fast because I don't really need them in order to see perfectly. But how's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a great, well, it's about 12:38 in the morning, so I hope everyone's having a great morning so far. So this is going to be my first video blog. I guess I should explain myself. My name is Chance Christopher Poppler. I was born in April 1996. I'm a paranormal investigator. And so now, I guess I'm going around kind of like explaining stories. Paranormal stories, I get them from around the web, so I don't release any names, but I do own my actual own investigation crew, my own investigation company, I guess you can call it, called Williston Paranormal, and we're based out of Williston, North Dakota, so kind of how we got that name. A few things about my team. I got two other members on my team. One lives in Williston with me, the other lives in Grand Forks, but we do try to make that work out. I guess really today, I guess, starting my first vlog today, or whatever, I don't know what it's going to be called, but we're going to start this today. I got my very first story that I actually want to read to you guys, and most of my stories I actually get from a website called paranormal.about.com. It's a pretty good site. Let me get to this real fast. So this specific story was titled Prisoner of the Ouija's Dark Abyss, and it's a really good story. I've read this a couple times and I've always found it interesting. This was a few years ago. I think it was like 2012 or 2013 that this happened. So let me read the story and then tell me what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. How to tell a story when there's no ending. My continuous torture may be my fate, or at least it feels that way. This has been escalating for 9 years. It began with playful fun with a Ouija board, and I was about in my early 30s at the time, and I haven't played with it since I was 14, but it turned horribly wrong. A male friend of mine was always showing off, and he was intoxicated this night. He interrupted my girlfriend's question to the board by mistake, to the board with a mistake. Sorry, I have a little bit of dyslexia, so I can't read everything perfectly fine. He commanded for the most evil thing to show itself into the mirror on my wall. Immediately, I closed the board and put it back on the shelf. And let me stop the story right there, because I want to tell everyone. Actually, you know what? If I have my glasses on, I can actually read almost perfectly. Alright, stop the story right there. Never just take your hands off a Ouija board. That's the common mistake that everybody makes. You actually want to say goodbye, because what a Ouija board does is it opens up a portal to another world, or let's just call it hell for now. It opens up a portal to hell, and demons can come and go as they please, and that's why it's not recommended that anybody uses a Ouija board. Alright. It was a child's game, and it was given to me on my 13th birthday, so obviously, everybody thinks that the Ouija board is just a game. It's really not. You gotta take that seriously. You really don't want to mess around with a Ouija board unless you know what you're doing, and I've messed with a Ouija board twice, and I've personally never had anything happen to me, but I did have somebody with me who was really experienced in Ouija boards. Alright, so back to the story. When I turned around and noticed my girlfriend's face, it was about straight shock. I looked toward where her attention was, and I became seriously ill and unable to move. Then my male friend turned to see what he succeeded in demanding. There were people walking around behind a funeral carriage, dressed in those full Southern Belle dresses. Then a full-sized man walked up from inside my mirror. He looked right at him and then placed a hand on the outside frame. This man that now was coming out of my mirror stopped and looked at me with his solid black eyes. the room filled with this vibrating, echoing, evil laugh. 9 years has passed, and I moved 5 times to get away from whatever came through, and I left everything I worked hard to save up and buy. I was a single mother, and I looked forward to my personal rewards, such as a new couch, bedroom furniture for my son's room, extra money. It was always nice. I've left all of it and didn't blink an eye. I lost my son to my family because they automatically assumed drugs and alcohol, and I drank with my friends and knew that. And I knew at that point in my life I couldn't bear disappointing my family by telling them I see demons and evil spirits. I knew that would keep my son away by cords without the blink of an eye. So for all these years I've allowed this torture until a few months ago. I now have a 4-year-old daughter, and my son is now 15. And he knows what happened, and to this day brings it up. I made this decision for help because I have been through hell and all of its levels. I have had 2 home blessings, and neither held. They have returned within days. I've been bitten, scratched, pushed, pinched, pulled, slapped, punched, and sexually violated. This is like I said, I've read this a few times, and it's just as scary as the first time I read it. I'm probably not going to sleep right tonight, but I gotta read these stories. It's one of my favorite things to do, is kind of like tell paranormal stories, tell ghost stories. So I'm gonna keep going now. Smells, sounds, and the shadows of a small to almost 9-foot tall creature everywhere. Creatures, sorry, plural. Creatures everywhere. I've seen yellow, red, black, and recently emerald eyes appearing. I'm not going to allow this evil to separate me from my second child. I want to fight. I want a normal life. I want to live. Yes, many unbelievable incidents have occurred, and I don't have time to speak of all events. My story one day will have a back cover, and I can close the book. Until then, I'm a prisoner of the dark abyss. And so that's the story. I hope y'all liked it. And again, these are all based off of true facts, so I hope y'all like it. And just remember, today's lesson was all about never using a Ouija board, and I hope you guys never use a Ouija board. If you do, be careful, be safe, and make sure you pack some holy water. That's all the advice I can give for everyone out there. I want y'all to be safe. Have a great morning, and peace.